So last night in the upper room, as Jesus was talking to his disciples, he said, "Be not afraid. I'm going to ask you to follow me. Love one another as I have loved you." And then he said, if you're going to be my disciple, you must pick up your cross and follow me. I'll show you the way to be saved by sharing God's love with each other, by sharing God's love with the world, by becoming that much more aware of just how much God is around us and asks us to be his hands and feet. The leadership, be it political or economic or religious, was certainly disturbed by the influence that Jesus was having. His message was a message that disturbed the equilibrium of the culture and the society that they had formed. They were aware that Jesus was having some influence, and they worried if he would have even more influence. We're reminded that Jesus once said, "I did not come to unite the world, you see, but rather to divide it. Fathers against daughters, sisters against brothers." The fact of the matter is that the message that is being preached or was being preached was a radical message. It was something different. It had an impact if it was heard and if it was followed, and of course, people would make choices. It was a challenging time, and that challenge would continue to go forward. Jesus clearly disturbed the peace. He practiced what we call civil disobedience. You see, back in the day, in countries occupied by Rome, well, it'd be enough to get someone crucified. It would be enough to get anyone crucified. Jesus was tried. He was flogged. He was spat upon. He was humiliated, laughed at. He was nailed to a cross. He was crucified. He was crucified in large part because he refused to back down. He understood his mission. He understood the message. He understood the magnitude and the scope of God's love for humanity. And it was up to him to pave the way for each of us today. He always prayed, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." On earth as it is in heaven. He paves the way for each of us to follow him. He bled. He struggled to breathe. And his blood became for us a river of life, the way of peace, the way of the great shalom. His words echoed in his disciples' ears as they hid out of fear. "Follow me. Don't be afraid. My peace I give you. Don't be afraid." Out of eternity, he pleads with each of us to live an active life of faith, a life of love, of peace. He invites each one of us to uniquely pick up that which we believe is our cross. He reminds us that whoever you feed or visit or serve or speak out in favor of You do the same for me. I invite you to share this love, to change the world. You see, it's not enough to believe in the power of the cross. One must have faith. One must have faith that that great shalom that Jesus taught us throughout his ministry is available to be applied to every aspect of life, right here and right now. Jesus gives us access to that, and he gives us the power to move forward with that love. And then he dies. The earth receives him and receives his groans. We're left to ponder with the hope that can be found in the next few days, to ponder what this means for us and how do we respond. We point to the cross, certainly in our sad, and we attempt to identify with Jesus' pain as he identifies with our pain. But I don't think it's unreasonable to also be proud that Jesus had the courage to take this message all the way in, to show us the possibilities and to guide us along the way. Today's a challenging day, and the next day as well, but we can always be comforted by the fact that Sunday is coming, and it begins a whole new life for each of us. Amen.